Hey guys, we are on lesson 1-9 on page 45 in your textbook. And the lesson is about solving what are called comparison chains. We've been working on comparisons such as Elijah spelled 5 words. Jeannie spelled twice as many words as Elijah. How many words did they spell all together? And so these are what are called comparison chains, which means that we have a third person or item that we're comparing. Now let's try a few together. Number 1 on page 45 says, Molly's family stayed at the cabin for 4 days. Then Tonio's family moved in and stayed there 3 times as long as Molly's family. After that, Jenny's family moved in and stayed 4 times as long as Molly's family. How many days did these families spend at the cabin all together? When solving comparison chains, what I find helpful is if we put letters to stand for the different characters in our story problem. So M stands for Molly, T stands for Tonio, and J stands for Jenny. And then what we need to do is we need to add the information that we have so far. We know that Molly stayed 4 days. We know that Tonio stayed 3 times as long as Molly. So whatever Molly spent, Tonio was there 3 times that as long. And finally, Jenny stayed there 4 times as long as Molly. So again, as long as Molly stayed there, 4 times that much is how long Jenny stayed there. When it says how long did these families spend at the cabin all together, I know for sure what that means is ultimately I'm going to add all these up. But I need to find out, well, how many days was Tonio there and Jenny there? Well, I know that Molly was there for 4 days. So I know that 4 times 3 is going to be 12, and that's how long Tonio stayed there. I know if Molly was there 4 days and Jenny was there 4 times as long, 4 times 4 is 16. Now all I need to do is I need to add 4 plus 12 plus 16. And then if I add those up, I got 6, 7, 8. 8 plus 6 is 14. Carry my 1, and then I have 1, 2, 3. So I know that there was a total of 34 days. So again, the most challenging part is just setting up your information, because we knew that in this case we had to add them. Let's take a look at number 2. Fallbrook School has 5 computers. Mapleville School has twice as many computers as Fallbrook School. Pinewood School has 6 times as many computers as Mapleville School. How many computers do these schools have in all? When I hear in all, that tells me ultimately I'm going to add all of those numbers. First thing I need to do is I want to have some letters that stand for my different characters in this story problem. In this case, we have an F for Fallbrook School, an M for Mapleville School, and finally we have a P for Pinewood School. I also wrote down the information I know. Fallbrook School has 5 computers. I know that Mapleville School has twice as many as Fallbrook has. So F for Fallbrook, 2 for twice as many. Pinewood has 6 times as many as Maplewood. So as soon as I figure out what Maplewood is, 6 times that amount is going to be the total for Pinewood. And I know ultimately I need to add them. Well, let's figure out some things. Maplewood, we know that Fallbrook is 5, twice as many as that, 2F, 2 for Fallbrook, that's 10. Now that I know that this is Maplewood is 10, I know that 6 times Maplewood is 60, because 6 times 10 is 60. And then I finally know that I need to add these all together. 5 plus 10 plus 60. Well, 60 plus 10 is 70. 70 plus 5 is 75. Altogether, there are 75 computers. And finally, number 3, we have Toby made 2 paper airplanes today. His friend Justin made 5 times as many airplanes as Toby. And his friend Leo made 4 times as many paper airplanes as Toby. How many paper airplanes did the 3 friends make today? When I hear how many did they make today, that's a total. I know I'm going to add them. And now let's put down our letters to stand for the different characters in our story problem. T for Toby, J for Justin, and L for Leo. Let's also add our information. We know that Toby had 2 paper airplanes. Justin had whatever Toby had 5 times that many. So 5 times whatever Toby had, that's what Justin had. Leo, he made 4 times whatever Toby made. And so if we add those all together, we'll get the total. Now let's figure out some of these. We know that if Toby is 2, 5 times whatever Toby has means 5 times 2. That's a total of 10. And we also know for Leo, if Toby is 2, 4 times 2 is 8. Now we just need to add them together. So 2 plus 10 plus 8. Well, 8 plus 2 is 10. 10 plus 10 is 20. So we have 20 paper airplanes. Now let's take a look at the bottom of page 45. There they have what are called algebraic chains. And basically, now we know that algebra usually includes letters and numbers. So if we take a look at letter 4, it says A plus 3A equals 36. Well, this is interesting because what we have are some letters along with some numbers, but we have double letters. So what's that all about? Well, think of it this way. Let's say instead of a letter, let's say that these were pickles. And let's say here is 1 pickle. And then we had 3 more pickles. Well, how many pickles would that be? That would be 4 pickles, right? So now, instead of this, what we're going to do is we're just going to keep that as the letter A. So if you have 1 A and you add 3 more A's to that, 3 plus 1 is 4 A's. So 4 A's equal 36. Well, we know when a letter is next to a number, that means multiply. So 4 times what number is 36? Well, that's 9. So A is going to equal 9. Let's take a look at number 5. It says B plus 4B plus 2B equals 28. Well, let's add up all of our B's. 4 B's and 2 B's are 6 B's. 6 plus another is 7B. So 7B equals 28. When a letter is next to a number, that means multiply. So 7 times what number is 28? Well, that B is going to equal 4. And let's try one more together. We have 5C plus 2C equals 16. First thing we need to do is we need to add up all of our C's. 5 C's plus another C is 6 C's. 6 plus 2 is 8. So you get 8C equals 16. Well, 8 times what number is 16? That C is going to equal 2. So we just learned about comparison chains and algebraic chains.